Are you married to your silver and gold stack? If something better came along, would you be faithful? That's the question we're going to ask today. Have a little bit of a discussion. Of course, you'll get the usual gold, silver, platinum price analysis. Look, if you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. But in the first 1 minute of the show, which should have started 13 minutes ago, we do the synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage, and we slurp them synchronously together. It is the honor system. You must do it audibly. Here we go. Are you ready? Grab your tasty beverages, whatever it is, up to you. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, slurp it. Sorry about the lateness, although if you're watching on the replay, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. I gotta get this Starlink thing happening, people. It's just getting a little bit ridiculous. I'm just gonna fix this lighting. Did I screw it up by doing that? Let me just show you this. What's this? Check this out. That is, are you married to your bags? Once again, this is a copper round. Are you married to your bags? Who am I? I am Joe Main. I've worked in the precious metals industry here in Australia for 11 years, been a stacker for longer than that. Now I do this show and I help you launch and grow on YouTube and other social media. Any type of business. I've worked with many bullion businesses, as you know. I was Bullion Now's first employee, launched and grew the YouTube channel, took it to where it got to. By the time I left, 20,000 subscribers. All those millions and millions of views, me baby, and Ainslie Bullion revitalized their channel, and I've served thousands of customers over my time as well, working in the bullion retail industry, and now I do this show every single weekday morning. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the family. What's coming really soon for Good Morning Stackers? The private membership program, which is coming, amazing discounts from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They're my first brand partner. My second brand partner is Wealthstack, wealthstack.com. What else is coming to the show very soon? Merchandise. Merch. We're going to have some merch. I'm going to actually probably, one of the live shows soon will be, I'll have a few designs and then I'm going to get your live opinion. So that might be coming this week or next week, something like that. So some merch is coming, specifically a mug of some kind. So yeah, that'll be fun too. So it's all happening here at Good Morning Stackers. Stackers 781 subscribers. Could not be wrong. Let's do some quick shout outs, then get into the topic of the day. Let's see. Pete Repeat says, glad we spent billions on the NBN. Yep. Why? I spend $70 a month. You know, that's not the highest thing, but I spend $70 a month and it's NBN. I've got it should be, I think I'm either on the 25 or the 50. 25 is usually enough. It's just every now and then it just F's up and I'm just so over it. So really for maybe double the price, $140 a month, I could get Starlink, which according to my general area works really, really well. And we're talking, hundreds of megs of download, and unlimited and all that sort of stuff. So really thinking about that. Prepare as best you can for the worst. Pray and hope that it is never needed. Geez, I really do agree. Cash is in its death throes. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Just grab a cap, Joe. It has nothing to do with my hair. It was my terrible internet connection. Something happened. Oz has some of the worst speeds in the world. Yeah, man. I lived in Japan in 2006. It was like stepping into Ready Player One or something. It was just, I was getting and back then, I was probably getting the equivalent speeds of what I am maybe now, maybe even higher back then. I'm just like, I just downloaded a movie in 3 minutes. What's going on? It was crazy. Let's see. I think, big call. We might have a separate show about this. We've talked about we've had our crazy conspiracy theory talk and all that. But I think QFS, the quantum financial system, and Nasara Jasara are BS. What about you, Tony? I'll give my opinion on that another time. Maybe get rid of that Starlink. Get rid of that Starlink. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I'm not on Starlink. I've been researching the QFS and Project Leap. Yeah. Hey, you guys talking about me while I'm away. Joe's still doing his hair. Nothing to do with my hair. My hair is perfectly wonderful and coiffed today, and it took 2 seconds. I got out of the shower, went like that, and it just naturally came like this. Isn't that amazing? Let's see. When Elon is overlord, you will be targeted first with Starlink, Joe. I love it. Copper is my dirty little street secret. I hide it from Silver Pete. I love you guys. Cheaper too, Jason. Now, Jason Ashworth says, I'm married to my precious metals. Never talks back to me. That's one advantage. That's one advantage of being married. Yes, they don't talk back. That's right. Never get into an argument with your precious metal stack, do you? You never get into an argument. And the second, this is how you know to really get out. The second your precious metals start talking back to you, that's the time to sell out and probably go see someone. Okay. There is nothing better, Joe. Depends on your goals, I guess. Yeah. Now, Tony Peterson says, I am faithful to silver 100%. All right. All right, people. So on that, we'll do the topic of the day first. Time code, people. Are you married to your stack? Are you married to your gold and silver? Is the only thing for you forever. Okay, now I know I'm being quite hyperbolic, exaggerating, and all that kind of stuff. But if something were to come along, something soon even, if something were to present itself where it looks like if you've done the measurements, you've done the metrics, you've done your own analysis of it, or you listen to other people that you have known and trusted previously who are going, we love our thing, but have you thought about this too, and maybe and ratios and all that kind of stuff? Would you still be married to your bags? That's a very important question to ask yourself, because it will separate. I think probably, my guess is it's probably the 80-20 rule. Okay, so it's probably, I would say 80% are probably open to something else, based on the weight of evidence. Okay, and maybe probably 20% of stackers would be like, no, never. Even if it were, something I've previously not liked, I'm sort of against, but it's really showing me. It's like, I'm talking crypto and stuff like that as well. Are you married to your stack? Now, personally, I am not married to my stack. I've been stacking for 14, 15 years, and I'm not married to it. But it's a very important question that you need to ask yourself, because some people are, and that's okay. If you only would ever do gold, silver, etc., and if the time comes where there's things that are really highly undervalued, you're still going to keep your gold and silver. Good on you. But this is a question that you have to ask and answer for yourself, because you may not have even considered it. Maybe you're a new stacker who's just gotten in and gone, it's time, which I believe it is. It is time. Gold, silver, etc. It's mainly time. But if something were to come along, are you at least open to it? Or are you dyed in the wool? No, I'm not looking at anything else, even though it might present itself to be a better play, even for a short period of time. Okay, so I want your opinions below. So that's really the main topic of today. Tell me, are you absolutely wedded, married to your stack? Now, jokes aside, it doesn't talk back to me and all that stuff. I really mean this. Are you faithful to your gold and silver stack, to precious metal stack only, or will you consider cheating on, and in this case, you know what I mean. Would you be willing to move to something else if it was really presenting itself to be, a better play in the short, mid, or even the long term? Okay, so I want to know your comments below and let me know that. And what I'm going to do is share the screen, and I'm going to show you a couple of things. Now, many of you have already seen this stuff before, but some of you new to the channel may have not. So to give you an example, we are going to share the screen, and I'm going to show you a couple of ratios. I'm going to ease you in. All right, I'm going to ease you in. So let's start with, okay, are you married? Let's start with, are you married to your silver? Okay, or are you married? No, we'll start with, are you married to your gold? Are you married to your gold? Okay, if you are, it's like gold. I'm never going to silver. I'm never going to anything else. It is only gold for me. Let's just give you one example, and I'm going to show you, and some of you have seen this before. Let's share the screen. Here is the platinum to gold ratio. Again, I'm easing you into this, okay? Something very, very easy. Here's the platinum to gold ratio if you are a precious metals bug and you're only a gold bug, okay? Here's the platinum to gold ratio, okay? As this is going up, platinum is outperforming gold. As this is going down, gold is outperforming platinum. Historically at a very, very low point, okay? Does that mean it's only going to sail up from here? No, we've got a bit of ways to go. We've got a couple of hurdles to get over. My final hurdle right here is at the 0.45 mark on this ratio. So, and I've drawn this in before, and you have seen this before, so I won't spend much time on this. If it were to creep back above here and then find 0.45 as support and then creep back above, game on for platinum versus gold. Okay, so if you're only a gold bug and you are married to your gold, well, you need to have a little bit of an open mind. Maybe you want to be in an open relationship with other metals. Okay, really easing you into this stuff. I'm doing metal on metal. Okay, platinum might be, I don't know, but it might be a really good play versus gold over the longer term. What you can also see is this very long-term downtrend line going all the way back to 2008. We were under it for a long time, and then in December of 2020, late 2020, we broke through. And since then, what you'll notice is we have been above it all the way. Now, the ratio has been going down, so it's better to be in gold, but we haven't broken here, has yet to do it. It might not, okay? We're at quite a low point on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame. On the platinum to gold ratio, I don't know. It could go lower from here, could go back into extremely undervalued for platinum. Yep, sure. That could mean it breaks here. That could keep going down. It could be a false breakdown and then up. But at some point, this will, as it always does, it will turn around. Just depends where it turns around from. Does it turn around from here? Does it turn around from down here? Or does it start turning around here? I don't know, but we are currently above it, okay? This is what I would be looking at. So that's the first one, okay? Intrametal affair. Oh man, I love this stuff. So would you be willing to have an intrametal affair on your gold? I certainly would. If I saw that, you know, platinum versus silver, now I'm all silver, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. I'm pretty much all silver. I have a little bit of platinum, a little bit of gold. If platinum started presenting itself as the better play, absolutely 100% I'm swapping all of it for platinum, or probably almost all of it, maybe an 80-20 rule, something like that. So yes, I would have an intra-metal affair with gold if I held all gold, but let's take a look at platinum against silver. I would absolutely have an intra-metal affair with my silver stack, okay? If it presented itself to be the better play. Now, currently, this is why I've been saying for a while, and I made a video quite a while ago, called Silver is King, and it is still the king. But I did posit that silver is king, platinum is the queen, and gold is actually going to be, all of them could be going up through, you know, through the roof, right? But, you know, two are going to outperform. Yeah, one's going to be the least performing. I actually think it might be gold, which is the least performing over time, not platinum. Okay, platinum's historically very low, but you can see platinum against silver. It's not in the same kind of position that it is in gold. If you take a look here, right, you can see the platinum, gold right there, right, and then you take a look at that. There's no major levels. It hasn't broken over anything, for example. It's still way below its main downtrend lines, this one and this one, okay? So there's nothing telling me yet that platinum is going to continue, that is going to outperform silver anytime soon, okay? On the relative strength index on the monthly, you are moving into extremely undervalued, so it will tick over at some point. It's just, I believe it's probably got more room to move down. Now, I could be completely wrong. But my point is, when the time happens that platinum presents itself as a better play against silver, I am out. Okay, platinum will be, you know, sticking its ankle out on the road. I'm driving along, you know, and it goes yoo-hoo like that, and I'm swapping over. Okay, I have no problem having an intrametal affair with my silver if it turns out that I can get more silver later on for my platinum, or more gold later on for, more gold for the platinum that I've bought. Make sense? Good. So that is that. Let's take, obviously, you know, the other obvious one here is the gold to silver ratio. Let's take a quick look at that, where we are. So clearly, again, I'm all silver, and I have no problem having an intra-metal affair with my silver. Again, the gold to silver ratio goes to where we hope it goes to. Okay, we're currently, and I'll treat this as my little gold to silver ratio analysis for the day. I won't do it in the other section. Right here, you can see on the daily time frame, we have found resistance. Gee, what do you know? We found resistance right here at the 82 mark. I drew that in a little bit ago. It's really obvious stuff because it's a previous area of support, and then it got broken, so it becomes resistance. Yeah, it makes sense. This is not soothsaying, oh my god, stuff, right? It's pretty obvious. So a clear spike there, and a spike there, and a failure to close above it. And we're just in this range here, the getting there range, I'd call it. So below here, and I mean below the bottom end here, signals confirms long-term silver dominance. Okay, we made a play for it. It was about a day or so, and then we cracked back up. Okay, so if we break here again, and we close, say, days, or particularly in close weeks below the 80.5 area right here, looking very good for the silver versus gold. Okay, and at some point, I will have an intrametal affair with my silver, and if it gets down to a certain level, for me, it's all the way down here at the 50 level, right here, I will be getting out of my silver and getting into some gold. Cool? Makes sense. Don't be married to your one particular metal. If copper went absolutely nuts, just like Tiny, if copper went nuts for some reason, it looks like it was going to outperform silver majorly, you would get into copper. Okay, so this is the intrametal affair thing. Don't be married to your specific metal, in my humble non-financial advice opinion. Now, let's ease you in a little bit more, okay? Now we're going to take a look at, as you've seen before, we're going to take a look at the, not that one, the gold to SPX ratio. Now, I also have the silver to SPX ratio, and we can look at the same thing, the S&P 500, okay? I'm probably just going to use gold as the main one, but I can look at silver too. Okay, no, I can do both. Okay, now we're talking about getting out of your metals into something else. This is the gold, and we'll take a look at the silver. Gold to stock market index, right? The S&P 500, right? Traditionally, you know, people buy the S&P 500, and they just hold it, and it's a conglomerate. It's an average of the top 500 US stocks. We have the Australian version, which is the ASX 200. So you could do that in Australia if you wanted to. This is measuring gold in US dollars versus the US stock market indices, right? There are periods where it is amazing to be in gold. Okay, right there. Look here, 2005. If you had bought gold in 2005 and then waited until no one ever gets it perfect, okay? Well, very few. Warren Buffett, maybe. If you got into gold in 2005, swapped it for stock market, just the S&P 500, just buying one index fund, okay? That's it. And swapped it in 2011 when you had the big peak of gold in 2011. That also coincided with I think it was a bit of a dip in the stock market as well, but you can see this massive run in gold. And if you had have swapped it there, you would have been far better to be for the next between 2011 and roughly, we'll call it, 2011 and 2018, 7 years, you would have been far better to have been in the stock market than to have been in precious metals, okay? So imagine buying gold here. You notice this is, wow, we're getting really high here. Gold's looking peaky. I'm going to swap it for just stock market. And then you rode this, okay? You're like, wow, man, this is really underperforming. So precious metals, geez, I'm glad I got out of my precious metals. Right here, maybe you did something, but maybe imagine swapping it at around about there, okay? If you want to, you can call it here. So let's say 10 years. Let's say from 2011 until there. Let's say you magically picked the right perfect time, okay? Way better to be in the stock market for the last, between 2011 and 2021, okay? And imagine swapping your S&P 500 shares For gold down here, you have absolutely increased your gold stack. Even though you love gold, it's the favorite asset. You really don't want to be in anything else, but you saw this peak here. And then you started seeing this massive decline right here going, geez, if I just wait for a period of time and I'll wait till I feel like it's bottomed, maybe you thought, oh, I think it's kind of bottomed here. Okay, maybe you saw this this move up and you're like, oh, that looks pretty good. You know, you swapped your stock market shares for gold there. Okay, well, maybe you lost out a little bit, but let's say you picked it right. Okay, you upped your gold ounces like nobody's business because you looked at the message of the market and you saw that there was a huge capital rotation event going from precious metals into the stock market. Okay, now let's imagine you bought gold back down here and now you're seeing this. Now, for gold to the stock market, in my humble opinion, not financial advice, it is going to be much better over the next, call it, what are we doing? Over the next 5 years, 6 years, 5 to 6 years, 7 years, maybe something like that, roughly, if we just look at that as an arc, like that, just like as a bowl, okay? You're talking like, 2030, 2031, something like that, maybe late 20s, it is going to be better versus the stock market to be in precious metals. Okay, so I would not be cheating on your precious metals to get into the stock market. The stock market indices. There might be individual stocks that you like because mining stocks in particular. So yes, we can look at that. That's another thing that we can look at, and we'll look at that. But we're just talking about the main, just general stock market index, okay? Not specific industries like mining stocks or silver junior miners or anything like that. Just the stock market index. Much better it is going to be in precious metals, gold and silver, okay? Because we are in, very likely, a capital rotation event. The final hurdle is right there, at least from the gold to the stock market index of 0.5 right there. You start closing months above there, game on, okay? So it will be much better to be in precious metals versus the S&P 500, okay? But if when that time comes that you get to a high, and I don't know what that high is going to be, and neither do you, it'll probably, I think, very much align with one of these Fibonacci's, okay? Probably won't go higher, I'm guessing, than that. If I were to guess, if I was to guesstimate, I really don't want to, but if I were to, you're talking probably there would be the air. Oh, well, there you go. That's 1-to-1. Bingo. There you go, right there. So that I would be highly looking at over time. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'd be highly looking at swapping a portion of my gold for the stock market when it gets back to, gee, what do you know, parity. And that happens to match up with the 0.5 level at around about parity. Okay, you could call it parity, so 1-to-1, or maybe a little overshoot, something like maybe that. Between there, geez, I'm doing this on the fly. I think between there would be your excellent profit-taking area, and I'm going to pop that in right there. None of this is financial advice. You do you. It might sail through, but I would consider profit-taking area somewhere between parity and about 1.2, roughly, would be a decent area. If you got into gold, into precious metals, gold in particular here, and you're swapping it, you're doubling, you're more than doubling your position in the stock market there. Now, you could sell a portion and wait to see where it goes. Who knows? But this is the time when you get up to here that you should not be married to your silver and gold stack. Around here, call it, you would want to start considering getting into something else which is not precious metals based. Makes sense? Good. I'm saying stuff that's really obvious, but I'm trying to open your mind to the fact that don't be married to your bags, okay? There are a lot of people out there that are really married to their bags. They're very anti everything else. They're anti stock market, they're anti this, they're anti that. Okay, we'll get to another one in just a second. So that's that. Okay, let's take a look at silver to SPX very quickly. Silver to thing. Yeah, look, I haven't done any Fibonacci on this. Give me 1 second. If I take that high and do I have to take that low or the 2020 low? 2020 or that one? Yeah, okay. Yeah, similar kind of thing. If you're all silver and you are not married to your bags, you would consider, you know, something like that, maybe at that 0.022 level, probably something like around here-ish, I think. Now, this could be completely wrong, but I'm just basing it on the similar gold movement, okay? So you'd be looking at something like the 0.022 to 0.02526, something like that. Hey, it could absolutely bloody, you know, smash through it, okay? But if you're in silver here, what's that, 0.06, and we're talking, give me 1 moment. If you're in silver right now, if you bite silver for the first time right now, and it gets to, say, here, that's a 271% move, again, versus the stock market, not versus fiat dollar currency. Okay, we're not measuring fiat dollar currency here. This is versus the stock market. So at some point, this ratio will change and it will tick over. Do you want to be married to your bags? Okay, are you going to be married to your bags if this starts ticking over and starts going all the way back down here for a bunch of years? And you're like, man, I mean, my silver has been going up, but it's been going nowhere near as high as up as the stock market has. And it's really easy to just be in this S&P 500. Couple of clicks and you're in, okay, and hold it free. You don't have to worry about researching individual stocks and blah blah blah. Just buy the S&P 500, okay. This is why this is a huge capital rotation event. Many people will be and are already looking at getting out of the general stock market into precious metals. It is happening, okay, but it will tick over at some point. I know I'm harping on it, but I'm just really trying to say, don't be married to your bags. Cool. Does that all make sense? Good. And then you could even say something like the silver miners versus silver. Okay, so let's take a quick look at that. I think I have that. I got SIL versus silver. Do I? SIL versus silver. There we go. There, right there. Okay. So this one here is SIL, which is the silver miners. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, this is silver miners versus just spot silver. Okay, have a look at this. If you don't hold it, you don't own it, totally understand, and that's great. Maybe some people might go, gee, this is looking pretty bottomed here. We went into the extremely undervalued for silver mining stocks on the monthly time frame. That's a big deal going into the extremely undervalued. Looks like we've been ticking up for a bunch of months. We went kind of consolidated, went up and down, you know, sideways for a while. Looks like we might be at a breakout period of silver mining stocks versus spot silver. Okay, so for example, and I'm not saying any of this is going to happen, and I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not doing it myself. I'm not in silver mining. I'm not in silver mining stocks really just yet. As you know, I bought a palladium play just the other day, the SBSW, Sibanye-Stillwater, but I haven't even looked into even just doing the silver mining index. I'm looking at it now, okay, because look at this. Bottoming, okay, could have gotten in here, but it was very choppy, okay. You had 1, 2, 3 times chances to get at a low price. It looks like it might be breaking out from here. So let's imagine if you swapped, and I'm not saying to do this, but imagine if you swapped all your spot silver, your physical silver, for just the silver mining stock. And let's just say it goes to, you know, matching somewhere along here. Okay, let's just say it gets to like there and matches that. Okay, well, out of interest, that's a nearly 40% move. What would you consider doing there? You would consider maybe if when it got to here and it didn't show any signs of breaking out, okay, you go, oh, gee, well, that's at a really high level now. Man, I could really increase my physical silver stack by nearly 40% just by being in this very simple silver mining index. And then, right, it's not physical, right? It's not your bag, it's not your stack, but you've gone, looking like it might be outperforming, and then you swap it there. You've upped your physical stack by 40%, give or take, with fees and that. So that's why I say, don't be married to your stack. Cool? All right. Have I primed you enough? And I think some of you knew where this was coming. And I am not saying this is happening, but I do want you to keep an eye out for the following. Dun, 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 dun. This is the Bitcoin to gold ratio. And we'll also take a look at the Bitcoin to silver ratio. Why am I talking about this right now? Well, of course, not of course, but just out of interest, Bitcoin is now above 70,000 US dollars. It has broken out of a downtrend line. It doesn't mean it's going to keep going from here. This is why I'm priming you with, have an intrametal affair. Maybe think of having an affair on your stack with, the S&P 500. Yes, it's not physical, okay? Silver mining stocks. You're in that same ballpark, but no, it's not physical, okay? Just keep your mind open. I don't know if we're there yet, okay? But out of interest on precious metals, on Bitcoin versus gold in particular, or Bitcoin, this is the fiat dollar currency price, the fiat dollar price, it is looking like it's potentially breaking out. You also have the fact that you had the halving, okay? And what happens, where's the halving? Right there, let me get rid of that. This is the index one. So you have the halving and you always have a period of consolidation. This period of consolidation, this sideways action, went for longer than normal. Some people are suggesting, not necessarily me, that it's had the longer consolidation period it's had, and then it has the breakout, the larger the breakout will be, and maybe for longer. Or at least the larger the breakout will be. It's looking interesting here. Now, what this is, again, is the fiat dollar price, and it's not guaranteed. We could tick over and then just blip, 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 blip from here, okay? What we really want to look at is the Bitcoin to gold ratio, and it's not as high as this is, okay? Because gold has really been outperforming Bitcoin just recently. But if Bitcoin is now going to go into its next little leg after the halving, as it has done in the last few cycles, Bitcoin to gold ratio, right here on the monthly time frame, you've got a couple of hurdles to get over, okay? So we're not out of the woods, okay? I just want you to be at least open to having an affair on your precious metals. Okay, I would suggest, and this is kind of mirroring North Star bad charts as well. I just happen to agree a lot with them. You've got a couple of areas here. Okay, first of all, we're still above, and it's good to see. This is again Bitcoin to gold ratio. As this is going up, Bitcoin is outperforming gold. We'll take a look at silver in just a second. We're above this line still. Okay, so that's positive. Okay, we're not yet above this line. I would suggest, and many other people have, if we start creeping above here, you would call that, as other people call it, the wake-up line. And I would call it, that's my version of the getting interested line, okay? I would say, for me, that's the interested line, which we're still above. So I'm already interested in the Bitcoin to gold ratio. This is my getting excited line. So I'm going to type that in, okay? Getting excited line. Right there for the Bitcoin to gold ratio. Okay, I'll pop it in white for you. Getting excited line. You break above there. Oh, yeah. Okay, you really want to start taking note of this. Okay, it could be getting interested for you. It'd be getting excited for me. This, and I don't know how to put this in, this right here, the top end of this dome, and I am mirroring what other people have said in public and in private, like North Star Charts, for example, who I do subscribe to, but I do agree with them. If you start breaking out of here on the Bitcoin to gold ratio, I'd be excited here. You're getting ultra uber, basically final hurdle for me. And that would be at somewhere, let's call it, if you want to call it there, at the 30 mark. Okay, so anything above, closing above the 30 mark on the Bitcoin to gold ratio, so therefore one Bitcoin would get you 30 ounces of gold. Okay, you start closing above there. It's really game on for Bitcoin to continue to outperform gold for a period of time. Not forever, but for a period of time. If we did break above here, and I'm so looking forward to reading all the comments in just a second, but I just want you to be open to it. It's not there yet, okay? But for example, you could really easily, and let's say if we do a bit of Fibonacci on that, let's do that. Let's see, Fibonacci on the Bitcoin to gold ratio. Okay, let's say it's there and there. Something like that. No, I'm going to get rid of that. No, my apologies. I'm going to take it from the larger area. I'm going to take it from here and here. I think that's a bit better. Okay, I like that. So for example, if it did nothing else, then go to somewhere between the 55 to, let's call it 84 level, somewhere between the 1.618 and the 2.618, okay? Let's say, for example, you waited for the, look at that. Okay, so there's the, okay, I'm going to change that to 31. See, because what do you know? The 0.786 level from this high and this low is at 31, the ratio of Bitcoin to gold. Okay, so if it starts climbing above, that's the final hurdle. Probably final hurdle's there, but you could wait until the 31 mark. Okay, so let's start, say, you got in, you decide to swap all your gold, give or take fees and things, at around about the 1 to 31 level, or call it 1 to 32 if you want to look for a confirmation. And you just decided, I'm going to ride this Bitcoin to gold thing because I just want to up my ounces of gold, okay? And let's just say it took about a 12-month time frame, something. Let's just say you did it at around about here. I don't know what the Bitcoin price would be, but let's just say for you, the Bitcoin to gold ratio is now at 55. I've increased my gold stack by 75%. Or let's say, for example, it goes to here, or somewhere in between here. Let's say it goes to here at the 2.618. I'm not saying it's going here, people, okay? I've increased my gold by 160%, okay? Or somewhere in here, okay? Pick an area for you. You might want to wait until the double mark. Again, hey, I got in here. It's definite confirmation. It's looking like, it's above the getting excited line. It's above the arc line right there. And it's above that Fibonacci level that Joe talked about randomly, I got in here and I waited for double. I've doubled my stack, my physical stack, okay? This is just something I would like you to take at least in consideration. Do not be married to your bags. I'm not saying any of you are married to your bags, but I'm easing you in, okay? Have a look at the crypto as well. There's a couple of things that we need to get over, a couple of little hurdles, but I'll really take a look at it. If for no other reason than just to up your precious metal stack, okay? What I'm looking at personally is I'm waiting for this, and I tell you right now, if it gets to a certain point where I can see where Bitcoin and crypto in general is going to outperform my silver for a period of time, okay, I am going to sell pretty much all my silver and I will get into crypto, okay? I am not married to my stack. I want to increase my wealth, okay? And then let's just pretend this is silver for a second. This is gold, okay? But you've got all these stuff right here. Pretend that this is silver, for example. What was I going to say? Oh, my current play is, if this does confirm for me, I might potentially, and I will let you know if I do, don't shoot me, I might potentially get out of almost all of my precious metals, or a good portion, put it into crypto, ride that crypto wave, and then at that top point, I will be watching the silver to stock market ratio as well. So I'll be watching a bunch of different ratios, okay? But I might do that, okay? I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I will. It's got to confirm it for me, but I'm looking at it, okay? So that is what I wanted you to look out for. Always be, and I'll get back to here and read your comments. In my humble non-financial advice opinion, never be married to your stack. Always be looking for potential larger opportunities. If we're talking, I can increase my stack by 10%, don't worry about it because the risk isn't worth it. But if it's like I can double my stack in a small amount of time, whether that be going to, silver mining stocks, or that be going into crypto, for example, for a brief period of time, do it. And if you're really married to one metal, like I'm just all silver, maybe just at least consider having an inter-metal affair, because there are times where it's better to be in platinum versus silver or platinum versus gold, okay? So that's the topic today. Don't be married to your bags. Let's read. After Tony said, I'm faithful 100% to silver. Let's see if there's any other comments on that. This light is really crap today, but that's all right. Let's see, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom and I'm going to read up. Let's see. Oh, Gerald Draper, it's great to see you. Fantastic. Great to see you, Gerald, on the show. I don't think I've ever seen you before. That is fine. As we witness the evolution in real time, no holders of precious metals will be afforded choices. Yes, and it's just choice. That's choice. Let's see. I'll go back down because I want to read your. I'll read your comments. Sorry, I'll go from the other way because you may have been responding to something else. I'm not sure if I have time for a chart today, people. That'll have to be tomorrow. Yeah. Let's see. All right. No notification. I'm. There we go. So right here. Sorry, people. Gerald Draper says, my stack is in 3 categories, in which one section is to pass on, as well as my osmium to family heirloom, as family heirlooms. Fantastic. Okay. Osmium, you were talking about what is osmium? Osmium is the 8th and last noble metal that I'm currently tangling with. Ooh, I'm going to look into that. Can't do it today. We're nearly at an hour. So I'm getting all these comments here. It will be a slightly longer show, but I do have to do the regular gold, silver, platinum analysis as well. Let's see. Jason Ashworth says, on the topic of being married to your stack, I have a core stack that will, I have a core stack that will hold forever. There is a portion that I buy and sell for numismatic items. Fantastic. I think there probably will be some kind of core stack that I always keep just in case. Makes sense. Whatever that is for me, however many ounces. Nakas O'Reilly says, sometimes marriage leads to divorce. Yes, it does. That's the thing. Of course, I believe in reincarnation, so I am feathering my future nest. Nope, not gold. I hold. This is really interesting, Gerald Draper. I hold more crystallized osmium than gold as my marriage. I'm going to look into this osmium thing. I'd like to know where you get it, premiums, etc. We'll do an osmium topic. So Gerald, okay, here we go, Gerald. Gerald, if you are, and I don't know if you could do this anonymously, okay? I want you to be my osmium specialist. I know nothing about it. So Gerald, could you please send me an email at gmstackers@gmail.com, gmstackers@gmail.com. I would love to get you on the show as an interview, but you can do it anonymously. You would just point the camera away from yourself, or we could just have you on voice or something like that, or you could use a voice coder or something, a voice changer. But even if you're willing to have your face in camera, fantastic. Whatever works for you, I will work with. I want to know about osmium. So let's do an osmium show, and we'll get, hopefully, Gerald on as a special guest. So send me an email, Gerald. That would be lovely. Let's go here. I don't see platinum listed in the Bible as God's money. Fair enough. Only silver and gold. Yeah, fair point. Let's see. What is the gold to osmium ratio? No idea, but I won't look at that today. Let's see. On the married to the chart thing. Let's see. Married to the chart. Don't be married to. It keeps buffering. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Joe's going to keep getting buffered until he complies with Starlink. No, until I get Starlink. Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's see. You talk about osmium. Everyone's talking about osmium. We will do an osmium show, people. Joe is a huge fan of platinum. I am a huge fan of platinum. I might become a huge fan of osmium. Whatever that is and whatever that does, I could become this is right. I am not married to my bags. If osmium is in a better play versus silver, for example, I'm osmium all the way. Okay. Let's see. ASX 200 versus gold chart looks like our economy is in the dumpster. ASX to 200. Give me a sec. ASX 200 to ASX. I actually think I have that, do I? Okay, give me one sec. ASX 200. That's not a crypto, Joe. ASX 200 / XAUAUD. Yep. Hit it. Share the screen. Just quickly, we're going to quickly look at ASX to ooh, boo, 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 boo. Look on the monthly. So this is okay. So you know, people, this is the Australian stock market to Australian gold price index, right? So as this is going down, it's way better to be in gold in Australian dollars, okay? And this is so this is the one that you would be looking at, or really what you would be looking at is actually, and I'll do this in front of you. XAUAUD/ASX200. That one, enter. Or this is the inverse of that, okay? Look at that. So just like the gold to stock market index in USD, this is the Australian gold price to Australian stock market index. Which one is it better to be in, do you think, at the moment? And which one is going to continue to rise? Okay, so I absolutely agree with that. Back to the comments. I will never trade for or buy. I will never trade for or buy gold. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Gold is a tier 1 asset, the currency of kings, and needed by governments to participate in BRICS. Okay. I want some comments on the, should have added not financial advice. Yes. This osmium thing is really interesting. Now, David Williams says, no paper, anything for me. And that's okay. I humbly disagree with it. I'm happy to be in paper in the right things for the right time. Okay, for a specific period of time. Now, of course, anything can happen. The stock market could crash, but if the stock market crashed, what's that doing to precious metals? Might be going down for a period of time. What's that doing to mining stocks? Might be going down for a period of time. But for example, if you played the mining stocks versus precious metals physical thing, you might see that even though both are going down, one's going down worse than the other. So you could still see that the mining stocks to precious metals ratio continue to go up. You don't know. But hey, if you're a no paper or anything for me, completely understand. I was that guy for a long time. Gold, you need a couple of guards, yeah. Best to hold both digital assets as well as, there we go. So I like Gerald Draper's thinking. Best to hold both digital assets as well as precious metals. I'm in that same camp, and I just want to build my wealth. I'm not married to my stack. Okay. I love the Perth mint, but the bulk of my stack is comprised of AR, American Silver Eagles. Watch altcoins. Okay, Gerald, you and I need to have a chat, young man. Please send me an email. That would be great. The only thing with exotic metals is about osmium. Okay. Gerald Draper says, not just BTC. I personally like Litecoin, but Theta. Yeah, I used to be in Theta. Is a working project. Yep. Do your own research better. Yep, cool. Now, David Williams says, not touching BTC. Don't touch it. All good. There will be a time, though, I think, potentially, where BTC will be better to be in than gold, for example. And silver as well. Fool's gold? Maybe. Best to buy what the majority of the market wants to buy and can afford when it's time to sell. Bitcoin, you lovely people, just your personal opinion. And I love the personal opinions. We love all. We do not censor thoughts here unless they're violating free speech. Unless they're inciting violence, then love all opinions. I even love Jason Ashworth's opinions because Jason Ashworth is our token lefty here, as he's admitted. Dodgy coin. Oh, I love you people. I love the fact this is so good. I love that Jason's left-leaning but anti-crypto, pro, very anti-Elon it seems, but pro, precious metals. So I love pro precious metals. I love the fact that you're left-leaning as well. That's great. Love all opinions. And as I've said before, Jason, imagine, do you think, Jason, you could be jumping on a live stream in a very heavily left-leaning live stream? And I would say I'm much more conservative than I am. I've got some left-leaning values, but mainly conservative. Do you think you personally could jump in a left-leaning live stream, let's say they're talking about Kamala and how she's going to win and all that sort of stuff, and you jump in, you start talking about Trump. Do you think you would last long in that live stream? No, sir. You would get kicked out pretty much immediately. You would get called all these kind of names. However, we welcome you here. You got left-leaning ideas? No problem. Even if you weren't a stacker and you were to come in and say, hey, I just think Kamala's cool, I'd be like, okay, no problem. Great. Welcome to your opinions. That's the difference between the left and the right, as the current left and right is. So I got a little bit spicy there. If silver price rises a lot, fractional silver will be a good resale in the future. Yes. Do you own fractional silver? Do you have a bunch of 1/10 ounce silver rounds? I certainly do. Gerald Draper, that is fine as we witness the... Oh, we did that one. Okay. Ponzi schemes everywhere, including fiat. Fiat being the world's largest Ponzi scheme. Those positioned in the faucets of on-ramp alts will benefit. Oh, I'd like to know more about what you think the on-ramp alts are. Diversification is smart. Watching the ratios is a smart idea. Hey, maybe all I want later on down the track is just as much silver in my hands as possible, but I noticed that there's a period where crypto is going to be really outperforming silver. Okay, I'm happy to play that. That's fine. Spread your risk. Commodity bull run? Yes, there is. Let's see. I will leave in the description. I will do... Oh, Gerald, I will do one better and get Ian from the Osmium Institute in America, as well as share your enthusiasm on an interview. I would love that. Absolutely. I'd love to know more from you first before talking to like the head of someone, but send me an email and that would be fantastic. Let's see. The world's economies are one big dumpster fire in meltdown. Could not agree more. BTC, XRP, all junk. One of those, not so much. XRP, I've never really been into it. Even though Big Swear is pushing Theta. See, Big Swear, smart guy, is also, open to other things. XRP will be the donkey that CBDC rides in on. Yes, they're really saying that. I would say those liberals are not lefties anyway. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, people. We've run for an hour. We've still got to do the gold, silver, platinum analysis, etc. I'll do it really quick for you today. Not a lot has changed. But first, of course, you've got to know about Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. I'll make this really quick, this one. Australia's first, only bullion dealer to offer free express or free shipping, let alone express, sign-on delivery, fully insured, all that stuff. Free shipping when you buy over certain amounts. That's it. Buy in bulk, get free shipping. No other bullion dealer in Australia has ever dared and might not ever dare to do it. I think they will when they really see every man and his dog running to Perth Bullion Exchange, and they're doing absolute great guns. If they need to be part of your group of precious metals dealers that you buy from. Why? Crazy good premiums, really good, usually in the top 3 of major bullion dealers. Because Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange is always watching the prices and always making sure to adjust the prices here and there to make sure he's at least in the sort of the top 3 trying to be for most items, okay? Some things you just can't do, because here's the second reason, gets in really specialty items as well. I mean, we're talking things like your Beskar bars and things like that. So, might not be able to do better than other people, but you're going to be able to get things that you can't get anywhere else as well. And look at and the amazing Scottsdale products and all this stuff that you can't even get anywhere else in Australia as well. Okay, so great prices, great range, and the whole free shipping thing when you buy in bulk, it's just mental. So, and the fact that they do specials every single week that don't run for 24 hours, 24 hours only, all that kind of stuff. I used to be part of that, but that wasn't my choice. For example, this one, the 10-gram minted Geiger gold bar, the minted bar, the beautiful stuff, weekly special from Monday to Monday, okay, $10 off, plus you add one of these to your shopping cart, okay, then add 19 other items of a mix and match of any other item, as long as you have 20 or more items in your order, instant free shipping. So that's Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. For your normie friends, you should be getting them to download the Wealthstack app on iPhone or Android. Why? because they think you're the crazy stacker. You can't convince them. You couldn't be bothered trying to convince them anymore. So just send them this app, wealthstack.com, and go, look, guys, you got to buy a little bit of gold. Send them the charts, capital rotation. You don't want to be bothered with buying physical. Just go to Wealthstack and, spot plus 1% to buy gold. And you can buy a minimum of $10 at spot plus 1%. You don't have to buy a kilo worth of gold to get 1% premium. No, it's just 1% premium no matter what. Okay, so 1%. And then you can get them to, they can sell it later on down the track. The app is amazing, okay? And they can just track it on their phone. Here's what the app looks like, for example, how it works. Is it on how it works? There you go. There's the app right there. And on the About section, not on the About section, I think it's on the, there we go, for example. Okay, this is what the app looks like. That's the icon right there. Get them to download it. It's really easy. It's free to join. Got to add your ID, but it's just an amazing app, okay? You can track the prices, buy gold, and also you can tell them what's coming. What is coming is silver is coming, platinum is coming, a debit card is coming, okay? Redeeming for physical metal is coming. What they're doing just at the moment, just because they're a brand new company, they reached out to me because I was doing the show, and they wanted to get on side of stackers first. You might be interested in yourself. If you're not, tell all your friends and family about it, okay? So it's a really great opportunity, and it's a great company, great CEO. I had a interview with David Ski, the CEO, on my channel. Just look for it. And they're fully Australian regulated, Australian owned and operated and regulated, okay? All above board. Cool. And backed by one of the largest gold vaulting, storage, and wholesalers in the entire world. I've been talking, for legal reasons, they're still not allowed to, and they got told by the people, by the wholesaler gold storage facility, don't mention our name. I don't know why. I don't know. But I know who the name is, and I can tell you they're like the top 5. Okay, they're LBMA registered. They're one of the big boys. Okay, so they're really fantastic. So I'm happy to put my name to it as a stacker. If you don't want to do it, no problem. Normie friends, send it to them. Wealthstack.com. Okay, people, let's do it. Few more watches. We'll quickly go through gold, silver, platinum real quick. Let's quickly do live gold, silver, and platinum analysis. We've done gold to silver ratio earlier in the topic before. The topic before was an amazing one. Are you married to your stack? And we talked about ratios against other things. We also include the gold to silver ratio on that. Use the time codes below and go and watch that. Okay, let's quickly do gold, silver, and platinum analysis. No time for a chart request today, but I do want to learn about osmium really, really soon. Okay, so that's that. Let's take a look at gold. Gold on the monthly. Let's take it to the daily because this is a week daily live show. Gold on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars, 2,741. Overnight, yesterday, we saw a move and a quick spike down. We like the spikes. We like these downward spikes because it says buyers are in control of the market. Really good to see. Okay, so it spiked down yesterday to 2,725, and we are back up to 2,740. I have been talking about this little Fibonacci level right here, and we're not above it right yet. Okay, this is why Fibonacci for me is very important. Okay, it gives you signals of when final hurdles are being broken. This is just this tiny little intraday stuff here. That high and that low. Gee, what do you know? Where do we find resistance at? The 0.786 Fibonacci at $2,748 roughly. We are, look at this again, this is on the intraday level. I'll show you on the hourly time frame. Okay, look at this, how it respects a lot of this. Okay, this high and this low, you found resistance, bang there. Okay, and then you're finding support right here at the 618. Okay, if when we start breaking above on the, I'd say on the hourly or on the 4 hourly, you start breaking above 2,748, close an hour or close a 4-hour period above 2,748, then that's go time, and then we're going to make new all-time highs really soon. Okay, so just watch that 2,748 to be broken, new all-time highs coming soon. What the next all-time highs are, don't worry about that. That's just intraday stuff. The large area that I'll get you to look at is between $2,875 and $3,000. 2875 is a key Fibonacci level from a very old high and a very old low. and the $3,000 level is the psychological value. It feels like a magnet at the moment pulling us to there, just like while we were under this massive mother of all trend lines that goes back all the way to 1980, this was feeling like a magnet pulling itself to it. It was. I feel like this is a magnet pulling it up here. Could be wrong, as I've said though, because anywhere from here is peaky. Anywhere from here. As you know, on the relative strength index, we are in extremely overvalued for gold. On the weekly time frame, we're also extremely overvalued for gold on the monthly time frame. You do have a bit of room to move up though. So 28.75 to 3,000 is my personal rough area that we would probably peak no much higher than that. Okay, anywhere from here. If it ticked over here, do not be surprised. If you tick over here and head back down here, don't be surprised, okay? Because we're in extremely overvalued already. But just watch out for that area. So that's gold. Silver on the daily, $33.60. We have been in extremely overvalued already on the daily time frame. We just need to stay above $32.50. Same as yesterday. Remain above here, please. If you break here, please remain above here. And if that breaks, that is your absolute lowest line in the sand. You do not want to go is $29.80. You break $29.80, down to 28 she goes. You hit 28 again, quite likely, not guaranteed, but quite likely, 26. But nowhere near it, okay? So that's it. We're in that little range, and that's all you need to know. So far, so good. Weekly has still got a lot of room to move up to extremely overvalued, okay? And the monthly time frame, nowhere. We've got room to move in extremely overvalued on the monthly time frame. So we can still quite easily pump to, I think, the 37 to 40 level in 2024. Some people think it'll go to 50 in 2024. I'm remaining conservative and say 37 to 40, with a key level here at $38.50. That's silver. I know, not a lot to say. I really want to focus on that other topic today. Platinum, however, is different. Okay, we showed the platinum to gold and the platinum to silver ratio earlier today. Use the time codes below to go back to that. That's part of the Are You Married to Your Stack time code. Right here, platinum's looking a little better than gold and silver at the moment. Well, at least better than gold. We're still above the major support right there of $1,005, and it looks like we are moving slowly. This is my getting excited zone. Anywhere between this downtrend line and this final hurdle is my excited zone. Not even getting excited. I'm excited for platinum. It feels like it's a magnet to 1,115. Why 1,115? Let me show on the monthly time frame. I'll remove this for about a couple of seconds. See that? That is a key Fibonacci level from the old high in 2008 and the old lows, which I'm keeping at $750. I'm discounting this spike. That spike is the COVID low. I'm discounting it, okay? Because it does seem to be everything else matches up except for this black swan event. So I'm not including that. That could be a big fatal flaw. You never know, but I think it's right for me. That's why 1,115 right there, that's the 0.236. We've been consolidating between here and here for a while. We made a break for it in 2021, failed move, all right? Failed to hold. So if we break that again, 1,115 roughly, game on for platinum. That's why it's my final hurdle right there. You close any month above there, up and down, okay, up and down, but over the months and years to come, much higher prices in platinum coming, okay? So I think we're moving, we might be making a play at least for there. That will be an area of resistance to watch out for though. If you reject there and we start coming back down, right, it'll just be like all these other times, okay? That's why I say you've got to close above it, not just find resistance at it, okay? That is platinum, but look, so far so good. We're above here, and that's good. I've just done gold, silver, platinum. I've already done the gold to silver ratio, and that's all you need to know, people. We are getting towards the end. I think we're going to do some final comments, and then we shall get out of here. Final comments, people, on any topic that we've talked about today. Okay, Wealthstack app still in maintenance mode? No, I don't think so. It didn't come up for me. as far as I'm aware. So my apologies if that's the case. Normally what will happen, I'll refresh this so you can't see it. Give me a second. Let's share the screen. I don't think it was in maintenance mode for a little bit. I'm going to refresh this. And does the thing pop up? If the thing doesn't pop up, it shouldn't be in maintenance mode anymore. Now, I could be wrong on that. If it's still in maintenance mode, my apologies. And I'll speak to the Wealthstack guys to see if that is still the case. And I'll let you guys know somehow, maybe on tomorrow's show. Yes, PBE, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, has stuff no one else does. I absolutely agreed. We don't do tax advice here, but out of interest, Tony Peterson says, which is currently correct, if you hold your precious metals or any other asset, if you hold any asset in Australia for longer and you can prove that you've held it for longer than 12 months, your capital gains is reduced by 50%. Okay? You only pay tax on 50% of your profits rather than 100% of your profits. Here's a quick one, which I have mentioned to about, I don't know how many stackers in my time. A lot of people like to remain anonymous and they're more than welcome to, okay? Because they just want to buy under $5,000 at a bullion dealer. They don't have to show ID, remain anonymous, etc. I've mentioned to a bunch of people, if when the time comes, it comes to sell and you don't want to do it all anonymously and you just want to do it all above board and pay your tax, how are you going to prove that that metal was yours and you held it for longer than 12 months so that you can claim the CGT discount? How do you prove that if you bought all anonymously? How do you do that? So there's a question, okay? There's a question for you. So there are benefits to having your name on invoices, for example, okay? Let's see. Steph is back. Gold up, up, and away. Great to see you, Steph Fran. You're at the tail end here. The next all-time high, 38,640. That's a big call, Steph Fran, for gold. I often ponder how high it can go, gold, especially in the current financial crisis. 8 to 10,000, no problem. 8 to 10,000, no worries. Oh, those poor bankers that dumped bigly on silver shorts. Yeah. Tony Pearson says, I heard 66 banks in the USA are on the could fail watch list. Could? 24 carats. CBA, as in the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, people, raising their interest rates on saving deposits. So you're getting more on your savings. While RBA is holding rates steady. Are they struggling to get collateral? Great point. Are they struggling to get collateral for all the leveraged home loans? Okay, so the Australian Reserve Bank, okay, the Reserve Bank of Australia, the RBA, has holding their interest rates. They're not lowering them anymore. But the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Australia's largest bank, or most well-known bank, is raising their deposit level. So what they're trying to do is entice people to put more of their money into the savings accounts because they'll get a little bit more interest. And that's obviously because the banks use that money to give out for loans and all that kind of stuff. They use it for a whole bunch of reasons. So yeah, interesting. Trying to get depositors to keep dollars in the bank. There you go. Trying to get them to not run away. Silver price surge will be very bad for bank deposits when the public stampedes onto silver. Yeah, when every man and his dog is trying to get it. I never see it talked about. Example, if I got a home loan for 800K and now it's valued at 600K, can the bank do a margin call on the 200K loss? And then you did that and I did that at the same time with the little emoticon. Interesting. That's a good question. You just got a new subscriber. Thank you, Gerald. I really appreciate it. Send me an email too, Gerald. I really want to talk to you about osmium. That would be great. Hit the big red subscribe button, people, if you are watching for the first time. Gerald, I will be doing a silver giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. We're at 782 now, apparently. Great question. Joe, when is the Yankee interview? As you know, Yankee Stacking, the 170,000 subscriber YouTube channel, has actually known me, and actually no, I think I know who he is, but no, I'm just kidding. I actually don't, because I did confirm that I didn't. I thought it was one person, but Yankee has known about Bullion Now when I worked at it for years, has known about me for years, and then someone told him, I think Pete told him, you did, yeah, you told him about this channel. It's Joe from Bullion Now, ex-Bullion Nowadays. He jumped on the channel. So he jumped on the channel a couple of times on the live show. We've been back and forth on emails. We haven't been able to lock in the date. We had a date locked in, but then he needed to change that and give it to someone else for understandable reasons. So we haven't confirmed the date yet, but we will. And I will be going on Yankees Ask Yankee, one of those podcasts. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you live in Chicago. Fantastic. But only like Perth Mint products. All right, people. That is it. We are going to get out of here. We are way over an hour, yet we still have a bunch of people watching. That just tells me this is an amazing community to join. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you do. We really are the winning team, and everyone loves to join a winning team. Why would you not join? Hey, join for a bit, check it out, and see what all the fuss is about. Ladies and gentlemen, please grab your tasty beverages, because it is time. And as we always do at the end, we dance it out, because this has been...
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
All right, grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the...
Synchronised slurp.
In
Now
3,
we're on the move.
2, 1.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah,
Woo! Thanks for watching, everyone. Have an amazing day. I will see you tomorrow morning. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking. See you then.